So when you come out of that 2-day intensive retreat, that visionary planning retreat, that's only a stepping off point to dig into this excitement of two-way conversation as well as next step engagement. So I was with a whole group of pastors. This was a couple of weeks ago, and they reached. We were doing some green light thinking, some blue sky work, and they said, you know what? I never would have admitted it, but what we used to do was we as a staff would get in a room, we would plan stuff, and then we would go out and essentially try to give a sales pitch to get as many people in the congregation to sign up for it as possible. All right. Now, if some of you are on this webinar, you could wave at me. If you're not, you may say, hey, we never do that in our church, right? I never can relate to that ever for anything we've ever done. And hey, maybe that's the case, but if it is, pray for the rest of the folks on this call, about this. But actually, it is extremely common, isn't it? That we'll try to plan stuff and then we'll go and do a sales pitch. We'll put a slide up. We'll do whatever. Well, what I'm suggesting to you is something different. Within this context, let's engage people sooner, not trying to sell them on the idea. I mean, there may be some of the initial stuff that we bring them up to speed on, but we actually pull them in to the conversation. All right. So you've got the 2 days intensive retreat. You now have a progression of where we're headed longer term versus shorter term. And you've got clarity on what you think God may be stirring over the next year. Well, let's now talk about what that looks like and how those different influencers in our redefined circles would say the best way is to engage our people. So remember, they're the natural people who are the most natural partners for us to find out what people are thinking and what they might respond to best. And so as you begin to engage those circles in these conversations, think wet cement, all right? Not anything goes. So what you're not doing is going back and saying, oh, anything goes, we're gonna pitch this whole thing. Now, obviously, you've spent enough time and effort and prayer and thought where you think you've got some pretty good wet cement on these ideas, but you can then establish guided discussion questions. That's things like, hey, what do you like best about this idea? How would you see yourself and other people you're actually in communication with now, even through COVID, responding to this? What do you think they would like best? What do you think would be most challenging in communicating and getting people's involvement in this? What do you think relates most to what our church has been historically and how it's been perceived in the community, and what we think God is calling us to in the future? And you're actually engaging them in these kinds of conversations, because you'll be amazed if you do that, how much valuable information you're going to receive in how to get others engaged. And so in that sense, you're creating this inner circle feel. That's the dynamic.